Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am MD Fahim Leon and I warmly welcome to you all to our presentation. Today we will be talking you on a fascinating journey through the five generation of computers. From the earliest vacuum tube machines to the cutting edge technologies we use today, each generation will be presented by two of your team members, highlighting the key innovations, examples, and impacts that shaped the digital world. So let's begin with the first generation of computers presented by me and my teammate Shihab. Today we are going to take you on a journey into the past to the very beginning of computer history, the first generation of computers which lasted from 1940 to 1956. This was the era when computers were first built using vacuum tube technology. These machines were enormous, extremely expensive, and consumed a huge amount of electricity. Let's start with the technology behind these machines. First generation computers used vacuum tubes to process data. A vacuum tube is a glass device that controls electric current, kind of like a light bulb, but for computing. These tubes acted as switches turning off and on to represent binary data 1 and 0. However, vacuum tubes had major drawbacks. They were large, fragile, and produced a lot of heat. Cooling systems were necessary just to keep them running. One of the most iconic computers from this era was ENIAC. Despite its size, ENIAC could perform 5000 additions per second, which was revolutionary at the time. Programming this computer was also very difficult. They didn't use modern programming languages. This made programming slow, complex, and prone to errors. That's all from me, and I would like to invite my next teammate for present the rest.
Thanks Leon for describing. The another impactful computer from this generation was UNIVAC 1, which stands for Universal Automatic Computer. It was the first commercial computer delivered in 1951 and was used by business and government agencies. UNIVAC 1 became famous when it correctly predicted the outcomes of the 1952 US presidential election, showing the world that computers could be used for more than scientific calculations. First generation computers had no operating systems, very limited space, and could solve only scientific problems. They were mainly used for military calculations, scientific research, and governmental data processing. Because of the size, cost, and only large institutions like universities and governmental departments could afford them. But even all these limitations, these computers were groundbreaking. So that was the story of the first generation computers, from vacuum tubes to machine language. These gains were pioneer of the digital technologies. So thank you for watching and stay tuned.
My name is Mohammad Idarul Islam. My ID's last digit is 1075. Now we will talk about the second generation of computers, which lasted from 1956 to 1963. This period changed computers in a big way and helped shape modern technology. The biggest change was replacing large hotbed vacuum tubes with small, powerful transistors. The transistor was invented in 1947 by John Barden. This made computers smaller, faster, and used less electricity. Other key improvements include magnetic core memory for faster storage and the use of assembly and high-level language like COBOL and Fortran instead of just machine language. These computers could work in microseconds. I want to invite my next teammate Pooja Dev.
Thank you, Didarul Islam. Hello, everyone. Today's my topic is the heart of second generation computers. We know that there are many famous computers from this time, included the IBM 1401 for business, IBM 7094 for science, CDC 1604 as one of the first transistor computers, and MIT's TX0, which showed early graphics. The advantages over first generation. Compared to the first generation, these computers were smaller, cooler, faster, and more reliable. Businesses and universities started using them more widely. limitation and challenges. However, they were still big machines, needed special cooling, and mostly used punch cards for input and output. They were not yet fully general purposes. And in shortly, the impact on computing evolution, the transistor made computers better in almost every way. The second generation turned computers from experimental devices into practical tools, paving the way for today's digital world. That's all from us. Thank you.
Operating system allowed different applications to run at the same time. High-level languages were mostly used for programming instead of machine language and assembly language. Computer characteristic: the computation time was in nanoseconds. Physical appearance: the size of these computers was quite small compared to the second generation computers. Examples: NCR 395, IBM 360, IBM 370, PDP 11. Disadvantage: limited storage capacity. Applications: computers were produced commercially and were smaller and cheaper than the first and second generation computers, used for both commercial and scientific applications.
Hi everyone, I am Ashraf bin Alam and my ID last 4 digit is 1187. Now I will talk about the third generation of computers, which was from 1964 to 1971. In this time, a new invention called the integrated circuit or microchip changed everything. Before this, computers used transistors, but now many transistors could be put together in one small chip. In an IC chip, multiple transistors are placed on a silicon chip, which is a type of semiconductor. This made computers smaller, faster, and more reliable. They also used less electricity and produced less heat. The keyboard and monitor were used instead of the punched card and printouts. In this generation, remote processing, time sharing, real time and multi programming OS were used.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Imtiaz Ahmed and my ID is 1368. Today we are going to talk about fourth generation of computers from 1971 to 1980, when microprocessor made computers smaller, faster and cheaper. The fourth generation used microprocessor with VLSI technology, fitting thousands of transistors on one chip. This made computers smaller, faster, cheaper and more efficient. One of the first microprocessor was the Intel 4004, released in 1971. This tiny chip could perform all the functions of a CPU, and it completely changed the way computer was designed. This generation saw computers become faster, smaller and more user-friendly, with personal computer entering school, office and homes. Some well-known examples from the generation include Apple II, IBM 5100 and Altair 8800. That's all from me.
Hi, I am Mohammad Hassan Tanin. Now I talking about fourth generation computer. Now let's look at the advantages of the fourth generation. It is much smaller in size, then it is so faster processing speed, and also it is more reliable and more affordable. But still, there are some disadvantages. In the 1970s, personal use was still expensive for many families. Advanced manufacturing technology was needed to produce VLSI microprocessor, which limited production at first. This generation also brought computers networking the fast steps towards the internet and operating systems like MS, DOS, and early versions of Unix. In conclusion, the fourth generation marked a huge leap forward. It transformed computers from massive, specialized machines into devices ordinary people could use. This invention of the VLSI based microprocessor was a true game changer and it laid the foundation for the powerful personal computers we have today. Thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum everyone.
We are currently in the fifth generation of computers, an era where technology is evolving beyond simple tools and becoming intelligent partner in our daily lives. I am Shubhashin Pathro and I will be presenting part 1 of this topic. The continuation part 2 will be presented by my teammate Mahfuzur Rahman. From vacuum tubes to microprocessor, each generation of computer has passed boundaries. Now in the fifth generation, the focus shifts from speed to true intelligence. Machine that can reason, learn and interact with humans naturally. This is the era of computers as intelligent partner, not just tool. Those computers are built for AI with architecture optimized for pattern recognition, discussion making, and natural language understanding. The aim to mimic human intelligence, understanding context and emotion, and allow integration through speech, image, or gesture. Pillar of processing for speed, natural language processing to understand human speech, neural networks to learn from data, and advanced AI algorithms like machine learning and deep learning for adapting problem solving. The engine of fifth generation. From machine learning and deep learning to large language model like ChatGPT and expert system that solve problems like human specialization. Algorithm in action. AI process input, understanding machine, translate speech, learn patterns, and responds in a way that feels intelligent and human-like.
My name is Mahfuzur Rahman Bapi and last 4 digits of my IDs are 1155. Now I will be taking you through the next part of our presentation, real world application of 5th generation computer. We have just learned how AI is the driven engine and now let's explore where that engine takes us in real life. Real world application, we see them in chatbots, self-driving cars, struggle robots, medical diagnostics and intelligence search engine that understand intent. On the next slide, we will see unlocking new possibilities. They offer massive processing power, adaptability, and natural interaction, making technology more accessibility than ever. Here we get the interesting navigate the roadblock and challenge include high cost, ethical concern, job displacement, and bias in AI system. Issues we must address for responsible and development. Now the future is intelligent and collaboration. The future holds quantum provide AI human level and intelligent and seamless human AI collaboration to solve global change. That's all from us. Thank you.